Mm.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Today we'll be going over endocrinology. And I have Jayla, Emin, and Miley presented with me. So many of you may not have heard this specialty before, but it covers the study of hormones in the body, which is important in many common diseases like diabetes and Cushing's syndrome. And we will cover everything you need to know about this branch of medicine. I hope you all get to learn something new from this presentation and maybe even find a new interest. Also, at the end of this presentation, if we have time, we will be playing a mini Kahoot to see how well you guys pay attention. And yeah.
Okay. Endocrinology is the study of hormones, which are studied through the endocrine system. What is the endocrine system? Well, the endocrine system is made up of glands and organs which make and release hormones into the body. These hormones will be released directly into the bloodstream so they can travel to other parts of the body like tissues and other organs. Yeah, so now we're going to talk a little bit about the function of the endocrine system. The main function of your endocrine system is to release hormones into your blood while continuously monitoring the levels. Hormones deliver their messages by locking into cells they target so they can relay the message. You have more than 50 different hormones, and they affect nearly all aspects of your health, directly or indirectly. Some examples include metabolism, homeostasis, growth and development, sexual function, reproduction, sleep-wake cycle, and mood. There are very small amounts of hormones that can trigger significant responses and changes in your body. So if your body has too little or too much of a hormone, it affects your health. Okay, so why are hormones so important? Well, hormones are like little chemical messengers for our body. Their job is to send signals into our bloodstream and tissues. In fact, they affect many different processes, like mentioned above. Um, This, however, isn't something that is quick. These processes happen over time as hormones work pretty slowly. So when your body's organs don't produce enough hormones, it can cause diseases to develop, which can affect many aspects of life.
Okay, so now let's talk about some of the major endocrine glands. So these are the organs that make and put out hormones to do a specific job in your body. Starting off with the pituitary gland. This is a small pea-sized gland at the base of your brain below your hypothalamus, as you can see in the picture. Um, it releases eight hormones, some of which trigger other endocrine glands to release hormones. Then we have the parathyroid, which is located in front of the neck. The parathyroid glands play an important role in the regulation of the body's calcium balance. And then we have the thyroid gland, which is a small butterfly-shaped gland at the front of your neck, under your skin, and it releases hormones that help control your metabolism. Okay, so continuing with the endocrine glands, we have the adrenal glands, which are triangle-shaped glands on top of each of your two kidneys. They release several hormones that manage bodily processes like metabolism, blood pressure, and your stress response. Next is the pineal gland, a tiny gland in your brain that's beneath the back of your corpus callosum, which makes and releases the hormone melatonin, a natural hormone that plays a role in managing your sleep-wake cycle. You also have other glands in your body that aren't endocrine glands, such as the sweat glands and lymph glands, also called lymph nodes. So moving on to a career in endocrinology.
Yes. Okay, so what is an endocrinologist? An endocrinologist is a doctor who has special training in diagnosing and treating disorders of the endocrine system, which are like the glands and the organs that produces hormones. So some of the most common disorders that they treat are like diabetes, bone health, parathyroid disease, and thyroid conditions and cancers. So some of the responsibilities that they hold are evaluation. So they evaluate the diseases and their patients and also diagnose what they have. And an average salary of an endocrinologist is roughly $211,185, but it depends on your state. Okay, next slide. Okay. So this is the path of becoming an endocrinologist. So first you need a bachelor's degree, which is like an undergraduate school. That'll take 4 years. Then you move on to medical school, which will take 4 years as well. Then it's residency training, which is roughly around like 2 to 3 years, and you specialize or like you train in internal medicine and or pediatrics. Then following, you do fellowship, which is you could be endocrinology or diabetes and metabolism, and that usually takes 2 to 3 years. Moving on, you take a board certification exam, which is known as ABIM. And once you pass it, you can also take your license in order to become an actual endocrinologist. That's the US medical licensing exam. And then once you become an endocrinologist and you start your work, you'll have your yearly training in order to keep your job as an endocrinologist, to know that you're like up to date with everything and you know your practices and stuff. So specialties of an endocrinologist can like specialize in certain areas of endocrinology. Yeah. Endocrinology, where an endocrinologist could specialize in cancers that affect your endocrine system. And pediatrics, where they treat children who had endocrine conditions. Neuroendocrinology is when studies that interaction between your nervous system and your endocrine system. Reproductive endocrinology is where they specialize in sexual function and fertility conditions. But there are also many more specialties that endocrinologists can specialize in.
Okay. Now we'll be talking about some common endocrine conditions and diseases. And the most well-known one is diabetes, and that's basically a disease that occurs when your blood glucose, also known as your blood sugar, is too high. Hypothyroidism is a condition in which the thyroid gland doesn't produce enough thyroid hormones to match your body's needs and necessities. Gigantism isn't as common, but it is rare and very well known, and it's mostly found in children, and that's like it makes their height significantly above average, and it also increases their heart will be too big or their liver. And Cushing syndrome is a collection of symptoms due to too much cortisol in the body. And cortisol is basically a stress hormone that increases your sugar, which is also known as your glucose. And it enhances the brain's use of glucose and increases the availability of substances in the body that repairs tissues. Next slide. So a deep dive on diabetes, there's two types. Type 1 is a chronic disease, and it's basically chronic means lifelong, and it's where the body's immune system attacks healthy cells, preventing the pancreas from making insulin. This can also be called an autoimmune disease, and its symptoms would be weight loss, feeling of tiredness, fatigue, slow healing of cuts, and like it can cause frequent infections because your cuts will be open for longer. The treatment for that would be either insulin therapy, your diet and exercise, or your like regular blood sugar monitoring, and it's usually a device where you prick your finger and it measures your blood sugar. Type 2 would be a chronic condition as well. It happens when you have persistent hyperglycemia, which is high blood sugar levels. Its symptoms would also be increased thirst, frequent urination, blurred vision, and darkened areas of your skin. Its treatment would be medication or diet and exercise, and also regularly monitoring your blood sugar. Next slide. Gigantism. Its causes is a non-cancerous tumor found in the child's pituitary gland that releases excess growth hormone, making their like body parts way significantly larger than other people's. Its symptoms would include significant growth in height, muscles, and organs, delayed puberty, headaches, and increased sweating. Treatment would include surgery, medication, radiation therapy. If left untreated, this can lead to death. And Andre, the giant from The Princess Bride, who was 7 feet 4 inches, unfortunately died due to this disease.
Okay, and then we have our work citations here. These are the sources that we used. And next slide, please. And yeah, that's all for our endocrinology presentation. Thank you all so much for listening, and thank you to Miley, Emin, and Jayla for the hard work that you guys put into your slides. And does anyone have any questions for presentation? If you have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat. And if you don't, it's fine. Okay, I don't think we have any questions. So we created a Kahoot that we can do right now. I'm gonna share the link. What link? Just give me a second. Let me load this up. I think Viva, could you please press on the link and you could press host live. Or I could share my screen.
Yeah, do you want to share your screen?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Is it? Is it sharing or?
Wait, I don't see it.
Is it sharing now?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, how do I? Okay, it's working now. Okay, so you guys could type in the pin. Okay, we'll give it a few more seconds. Okay, I think that's everyone. Is it? Oh no, there's a little. Okay, I think I'm gonna start now. I think everyone's joined. So, what is endocrinology? So yeah, it is the study of the hormones. I see a lot of you guys got that. Okay. What are the chemical messengers of the endocrine system? Okay, we all got that. Okay. So this is a true or false questions. Hormones affect many different bodily processes such as mood, growth, and development, and metabolism. Is that true or false? Oh, everyone got that right. Okay. Okay, next. Which one is wait, which is one of the major glands of the endocrine system? Okay, so it is the pituitary gland. Hormones are not a gland, they're the chemical messenger. What is the main function of the endocrine system? Yeah, so the main function of the endocrine system is to release hormones into the bloodstream. Um, okay. So another true or false, a person is more likely to develop type 2 diabetes if they have risk factors such as overweight or obesity. Okay. Okay. Next one. What are some of the conditions that endocrinologists treat? Okay, next one. So what is the next step after graduating medical school to become an endocrinologist? Okay, mostly everyone got that right. But yeah. Okay, this is the last question. About how many years does it take to become an endocrinologist? Just like estimated based on the pathway. Yeah, so it is 12 to 14 years because you have to do 4 years of undergraduate school, then 4 years of med school, and then 2 to 3 of residency, and then 2 to 3 of fellowship. So that is total 14 years. So, mhm. Okay, good job, guys. You all did a great job. Um, let me search it.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle, and your team for putting together this presentation. Uh, it's really informative, and I think everybody learned a lot. And you can tell through the Kahoot that a lot of people got all the right answers. So that shows that your presentation is very effective. If anyone has any questions about endocrinology or any additional questions about the medical pathway, you can feel free to stay behind. But otherwise, you guys are free to go and enjoy your long weekend. And then if the interns who helped with this presentation or any other interns and the executive board members could stay behind, then we can kind of discuss.